nestled in the White Mountain regions of New Hampshire. Town is in North Woodstock. The racetrack, White Mountain Motorsports Park. And we are ready to go for the Independence 200 for the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. Beautiful mountains in the background, and it is a beautiful racetrack. Tight little quarter-mile bull ring here in North Woodstock, New Hampshire. The Mighty Modifieds are set to go for 200 laps. The Independence Day 200. Quarter mile, high banks, new asphalt in the upper groove on the outside lane should make for some great 2x2 racing for the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. Drivers have assembled down on the front stretch, and we're getting ready to go over the starting lineup momentarily. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Every Saturday night throughout the course of the summer, the North Woodstock, New Hampshire hosts the White Mountain Motorsports Park with weekly racing action. And tonight, we're graced for the first time by the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour as they're ready to go for 200 laps in race number 2 of 2020. Just moments away from doing the starting lineup now. Drivers have assembled the cars here on the front straightaway. Well, they've had a 1 hour long practice session. Everyone's come out to run 2 time trial laps. Some of these drivers are doing double duty and racing tomorrow just down the street at Monadnock Speedway. And they're ready to go for 200 laps here tonight. All right, let's meet our starting lineup for today's event. Starting in post position number 31. Driving car number 30, it's Gary Bynington. Starting on the outside of the next row, that is car number 56, Amy Catalano. Starting on her inside will be car number 4, the Cervelos Auto Chevrolet, car number 4 for Jeff Gallup. Making his move to the outside of the next row will be car number 78. Driver comes to us from Connecticut. That's the Last Minute Racing Chevrolet for Walter Sutcliffe. Starting inside of that row will be the Supreme Management Group Chevrolet, car number 24 for Andrew Krause. Beginning this event from the outside of the next row will be car number 01. That is the Pine Knoll Auto Sales Chevrolet for Melissa Fifield. Car number 25 will roll off next on the grid. The driver is Calvin Carroll, the Power with Prestige Chevrolet. The number 45 will go off next on the grid. That is Timmy Catalano. Car number 2, J.R. Bertuccio will start next on the grid. And that is post position number 23. So on the outside of row 11 will be car number 34, J.B. Fortin. Inside of him, car number 32, Tyler Ritkuma. The 55, Jeremy Gerstner, will start on the outside of row 10. Alongside of him, the 54 is Tommy Catalano. The 82, the Horton Avenues Materials Chevrolet for Chase Dowling. Inside of Chase Dowling will be car number 06, Sammy Ramo. Outside of the next row, the number 07 from New York, Patrick Emmerling. Inside Emmerling in car number 22, it's Kyle Bonsignor. Starting 14th on the grid outside row number 7, car number 1, Woody Pitcat. 13th on the grid, it is Rob Summers. The number 2 point man starts on the outside of row number 6, driving car number 46, Craig Lutz. Inside, this driver sat on the pole for the first 15 time trialers, car number 92, Anthony Nusella. Starting on the outside of row number 5, driving car number 58, Eric Goodale. Inside him, car number 36, Dave Sapienza. Starting outside row 4, car number 66, Tommy Salamito. And number 7 on the grid, the number 75 is Chris Pastriak. Starting next on the grid, car number 85, Ron Silk. And to his inside, the bowler number 3 for Matt Swanson. The Tommy Baldwin prepared, car number 7 for John McKennedy. And to his inside, our current point leader, the 51, Justin Bonsignor. And now on to the front row, the driver looking for his 7th career championship. And first as an owner driver, car number 10, Doug Colby. And on the pole, car number 60, it's Matt Hirshman. Well, we're having a minor. Drivers strapping into their cars, getting ready for the invocation from Reverend Don Rivers. And he will give our invocation. Ready for you, Don? Take it away. Our Star-Spangled Banner. All right. Crew members are making their way back to pit road. Earlier today, we had time trials to set our front 22 starting positions. The rest of the field was done by various different provisionals. A couple of provisionals went to our former champions of the North Series and the South Series. For the modifieds, 2 drivers on last year's owner points, 2 drivers on last year's driver points, and then the rest of the field was set by time trials, as we did make a special exception to start all 31 cars for today's Independence 200. And we had a chance to grab our pole sitter after his time trial lap earlier today for his lap.
It's a good start.
Here's Matt Hirshman.
Right from the beginning. We'll just see, make the right adjustments, see what kind of car we got tonight. It's 200 laps is a long race. I'd rather be starting where we're at than back further, but it doesn't really mean a whole lot except we picked up the pole award. A little bit of extra money there from Mayhew. We appreciate that. And it's the first time I've been here, so I really don't know what to expect tonight, but I like the track so far. I really feel good out there.
What's it going to take to win tonight? What do you think?
All right, we're going to go down trackside to Troyer Catalano, the youngest of the racing brothers, for the command, as today is his birthday.
All right, cue the command. Crank him up, gang. Crank him up. Thank you.
Modifieds a fire to life here on the front straightaway for the first time here at the White Mountain Motorsports Park. Over 750 horsepower apiece, ready to do battle with big 10-inch slicks. This is going to be a dandy of some racing action here tonight. The number 10, Matt Hirshman, is going to start this thing from the pole. He will be alongside the defending series champion. He's looking to tie the legendary Mike Stefanik with 7 championships altogether. Of course, Mike is a 2021 NASCAR Hall of Fame inductee, as he'll be inducted next year, as that has been voted on already. We know who next year's inductions are going to be, and he's our first standout modified driver who is going to go in. He had 74 career modified wins, and he was a 7-time champion. And right now, Doug Colby is looking to join him as 7 apiece if he can do that throughout the course of the season. He's going to do it this year, though, for the first time as an owner driver. Field is ready to roll off behind the White Mountain Motorsports Park pace car. Spotters are all in position along the speedway. And we are ready to go for the Mighty Modifieds. The Independence 200 is ready to go. Officials check with everyone, make sure they're ready to go. And there you go. You see them rolling off right now from the grid. Matt Hirshman, car number 60, is going to lead the way. Keep an eye on the inside of row number 2. Justin Bonsignor. He's a current point leader. And if you look back in recent memory, he's the only driver not named Doug Colby to be a champion. It was 2 years ago. He was the champion of the Whelen Modified Tour, and he won the Wade Cole Memorial 133 from Jennerstown Speedway just a couple of weeks ago when we finally got our 2020 season underway here on the Modified Tour. Of course, it's been tough going with the recent pandemic, but we're up to 50% capacity here in the beautiful state of New Hampshire. And hopefully things continue to open up throughout the area. But we are ready to go for the first time. The Modifieds actually shaking the tower here at White Mountain Motorsports Park when all 31 of them come under the stands. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do a thing called the wave-off lap here at White Mountain Motorsports Park. Wave these drivers off. You got a hat, you got a T-shirt, you got a program, you got a small child, whatever you got, send these drivers off in style. Put your hands together and let them hear you as they get ready to do battle for 200 laps. The Independence 200 for the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. And if you're looking to watch this thing on TV later, it'll be on July the 12th at 11 p.m. on NBCSN. Chief starter Bob Slade throws the field to 3 fingers. That means we are 3 laps away from going green here at the White Mountain Motorsports Park. At the completion of tonight's event, there will be a beautiful fireworks display, but we've got 2 divisions to go after this one. 31 Whelen Modified Tour modifieds. 4 of them are Fords, so we have 27 Chevrolets in the field. And Matt Hirshman put the Ford on the pole in car number 60. Justin Bonsignor, keep an eye on the polar number 3 of Matt Swanson. Chris Pastriak was awfully fast in practice. The 36, Tommy Silamido. Eric Goodale, 58. Craig Lutz, runner-up finish at Jennerstown Speedway, coming in number 2 in the standings. The field is literally sprinkled throughout with drivers that possibly could find their way to victory lane, and no one has any advantage of ever having raced a modified here before, because this is the first Whelen Modified Tour race here at the White Mountain Motorsports Park. Hirshman and Doug Colby in the number 10. Pace car pulls into the infield on the back straightaway. Green flag is in hand. Here the field comes off of turn number 4 for the first time. The Mighty Modifieds roared. Green is out. Green flag is out. Matt Hirshman gets away off the bottom with the race lead down the back straightaway. Hirshman leads him. Justin Bonsignor down low in car number 51 looks to go to the runner-up position, but Doug Colby holds him off and drops down in line in the number 2 position in car 10. Bonsignor, then Swanson. The 7 on the outside, McKennedy. Chris Pastriak, Ronnie Silk, all trying to move their way forward. Ron Silk in the 85 trying to find some footing out there. If they can lay the rubber down on the outside lane here at White Mountain Motorsports Park, they can pick the pace up. Back in the pack, a little bit of dicing going on. Silk dives down to the bottom in car 85. Can't keep it pinned down there as the 92 pulls up on the inside. That's Anthony Nocella. Nocella trying to move forward as well. Everybody's chasing Matt Hirshman in car number 60. Laying it down early in this one. 200 laps. No break in this race, unlike the race that started the season. The 133 Wade Cole Memorial from Stafford had a 5-minute race break. No race break here at White Mountain Motorsports Park for the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour, because 200 laps is only 50 miles. And Matt Hirshman leads the way in car number 60. The Mayhew Tools, car 10 for Doug Colby is second right now. Nocella tries to keep at bay the number 66 of Tommy Silamido. Dave Sapienza in the 30. Melissa Fifield slow in front of the race leaders. As the 85, Ron Silk moves around McKennedy's car number 7. Leaders lapping past the 30 and the 01. Gary Bennington and Melissa Fifield both are going to take their cars back to pit road. Hirshman the leader. Colby in the 60 has tracked him down, as right now Woody Pitcat works the outside on Goodale in the 58, and he gets around him. 46 Lutz right in front of him. They run behind Summers in the 64. Woody Pitcat trying to hold off Eric Goodale in the 58. Goodale running a little bit lower. The Dunleavy's Auto car 1 for Woody Pitcat runs a little bit higher that time. Keeps a little bit more momentum. You can get the outside wound up here at White Mountain Motorsports Park if you work at it. Craig Lutz up to the top of the racetrack. Almost opened the door up for Woody Pitcat in car 1. Goodale in the 58. They all run pacing right now, as Hirshman continues to lead in car 60. Summers getting all sorts of the chrome horn right now from the 46 of Craig Lutz, as Doug Colby in car number 60 has closed in on Matt Hirshman. Matt Hirshman the leader in the 60. Colby in the 10. Hirshman leads, hugging the yellow line, and Colby's trying to find a line that works to get around him. Hirshman in the 60 trying to hold him at bay. These drivers have raced on some short tracks similar to this. Riverhead Speedway, Monadnock Speedway, New York and New Hampshire respectively. So they do have some experience racing on the bull rings. And right now, Summers on the bottom trying to get around Nocella in the 92. Nocella 92 up the racetrack. Craig Lutz 46 wants to keep the door kicked open if he can get through. Summers in the 64 by. Nocella slides back on the outside in the 92. And Woody Pitcat, he's got the chain hooked to the rear bumper. He wants to keep that train moving on the bottom of the racetrack. As right now, Newsella is stuck on the conveyor belt on the outside lane and rolling backwards. Newsella on the outside. Now he's got one more car, Eric Goodale, to pull underneath him. As the outside lane not quite working for the number 92 of Newsella. 20 laps are complete. We're a tenth of the way through this one, and it's been all Matt Hirshman in car 50. Excuse me, car 60. 58 Goodale. Now going to get around Newsella's 92. Newsella, though, is beginning to find the footing he needs out there on the outside, keeping pace with Goodale in the 58. Side by side, they continue to battle the 58. That is the battle for 14th and 15th. Goodale, 58, has 14th. Newsella is 50. Well, we got one around in turn 2. Car has spun in turn number 2. And it is the number 55. So the 55 goes around. That's Jeremy Gerstner. And the 55 will bring out the first caution here on lap number 23. So 23 laps are in the books. Gerstner is the cause of the first caution flag. Pace car is going to go out and pick up the 60 of Matt Hirshman. As it doesn't look like there's any damage to that number 55 as he's circulating around the speedway, but he may take it back to pit road just to make a closer observation of the car to make sure nothing went askew. Of course, something the fans here at White Mountain Motorsports Park are not going to be accustomed to is caution flag laps. Counting. So weekly here at the White Mountain Motorsports Park, they go back to the last complete green flag lap when the caution flag comes out. One of the differences between a NASCAR touring series and a weekly racing event is you can go back to the last complete green flag lap, so then the cars involved lose their positions, but if you're not ruled involved, then you get your spot back and you have to slow down or take evasive action. But with caution laps counting, that's something the fans in the stands that are White Mountain fans are going to have to adjust to. Newsella's headed to pit road in the 92. I believe Walter Sutcliffe is going to go to pit road as well. Pit road is still closed, though. I thought they were going to open it that lap, but apparently a bunch of other teams thought so as well. Looks like McKennedy's headed to pit road. Walter Sutcliffe is coming to pit road. Also pulling up on the outside, Catalano in the 45. Now pit road is open and those drivers can head to pit road. And also going to pit road, J.R. Bertuccio in car number 2. And the 82 has decided he'll head to pit road as well. That's Chase Dowling. These drivers are headed to pit road looking for adjustments. They're jacking up the side. I believe that's the 45. Actually, I'm 100% sure that is the number 45. Getting jacked up down there, trying to make an adjustment on that. That's Timmy Catalano. Troyer Catalano sent us on our way here today. It's his birthday. And back from pit road comes the 7 of John McKennedy. Also back is the number 82, Chase Dowling. J.R. Bertuccio is back. Walter Sutcliffe is back. Catalano makes it back. And the number 92 is back as well. Clinch green flag in hand. Next time by, we're going to go racing. Matt Hirshman in car number 60. "30 laps are complete. Matt Hirshman, Doug Colby, Justin Bonsignor, Matt Swanson in the parade. Here they come, out of turn 4, down to the strike, green is out. And again, masterfully working the restart is Matt Hirshman. He'll lead down the back straightaway in the 60. Bonsignor in the 51, pounces up the inside, he's got second. Doug Colby goes back to third and car number 10. Pastriak in the 75 trying to move up as well as he works the inside of the bowler number 3 of Matt Swanson. Oh, we got one spinning it, turn at number 4. Couple of cars pile in. Kyle Bonsignor, the number 66 got turned around. That's Timmy Solomito. Andrew Krause's 24 has stopped. And I believe the last car driving away is going to be the number 06 of Sammy Ramo. Ramo in the 06, and sparks are showing up the 58 of Eric Goodale as he heads for pit road. 66. Timmy Solomito goes around, and we're going to take a look at the replay right now. Sapienza checks up on the inside. 3 wide behind him, Craig Lutz up the inside. Kyle Bonsignor gets clipped by Goodale, and then everybody else comes piling in. Lots of drivers taking evasive action. Good heads-up move by a lot of drivers to get through that one, as that's a pretty narrow corner. Then we got another look at it from over here. Oh, the Boiler 3 was actually showing some smoke, which may have actually caused that whole thing. Him checking up hard, causing other drivers to check up. Craig Lutz, again, was up the inside 3 wide trying to get through there. And it looks like the driver coming out on the short end of the stick is going to be Timmy Solomito in that 66 car, as that's the East-West Marine Flamingo Motorsports Ford. He's going to have to go in on the back of the wrecker. And they've got the Rusty's Auto big hook out to pick that one up. So there's the bowler number 3 for Matt Swanson. He went up on the flat on the back straightaway. So here at White Mountain Motorsports Park, if you've never been here before, the straightaways are banked. The corners are also banked, but there's a entrance ramp for the pits where you go in on the back straightaway, and if you drive up on the flat and then transfer back down, it compresses the suspension, and that may be what you're seeing right there is smoke showing after going up onto the flat and getting back down, because there's no smoke showing now as the all-phase restorations car number 3 is driving around. So it looks like Summers is going to take the 64 to pit road. That's Rob Summers headed for pit road. As soon as that's open, the green flag is out on pit road, so he's able to go back to pit road. The number 92 is also headed to pit road. Anthony Nusella will go to pit road in the 92 as we follow the number 3 of Matt Swanson around under the caution. Hirshman is the leader. He'll have a new dancing partner on his outside when the restart happens. It's going to be the number 51, our current point leader and a winner of race number 1 of 2020, Justin Bonsignor. Bonsignor, and then right behind him, defending series champion, will be Doug Colby in car number 10. Chris Pastriak in the 75 is up to 4th. The 36, Dave Sapienza, currently sits in the 5th position. Then you have Swanson in the bowler 3. Ron Silk is 7th. Craig Lutz is 46, is up to 8th. 9th is Kyle Bonsignor in the 22, one of the cars involved in that one, but able to stay going under this caution. Then you have the number 25, Calvin Carroll. Patrick Emmerling's 07. Tommy Catalino's 54. Sam Ramo's 06. Ramo, the 06, was involved in that one pretty heavily, but able to keep going. Summers has gone to pit road in the 64, but come back. In an effort to keep himself on the lead lap. Currently, lap cars will be Jeremy Gerstner's 55 and Anthony Nusella in the 92 are 1 lap down. Timmy Solomito is 5 laps down, but going in on the hook. So here we got a pretty good shot of the Solomito East-West Marine car going in on the wrecker. Tough break for him. Speedy Dry Crew is down in turn 1, laying down a couple of, or in turn 4, excuse me, laying down a couple of bags after the contents of the cooling system for the 66 were emptied in turn 4. See them down there scrubbing away as Summers returns into the 64. Rob Summers still on the lead lap, so he's been on and off pit road quick enough to stay on the lead lap. Hirshman in the 60 still leads. We are 40 laps into this one as the field came by that time. And there goes the 66 back to pit road finally. Large wrecker. Hard to make that hard left-hand turn back into the pit area. So everybody is with the field except for Jeremy Gerstner in the 55 and the 92 of Anthony Nusella. Those drivers are a lap down. Speedy Dry has been laid down. .41 are complete. .60 of Hirshman, 51 Bonsignor. Doug Colby in car 10, the 3 of Matt Swanson is 4th. Pastriak in car 75. That's Chris Pastriak. And Ronnie Silk in the 85. Dave Sapienza's 36. And the 22 of Kyle Bonsignor. Track is cleared. Waiting on the word from race control to go back under green flag racing. You're watching the Independence Day 200 here at the White Mountain Motorsports Park. Race number 2 of the 2020 season 4. The Whelen Modified Tour. Hirshman in the 60. As they seem to be realigning the field right now. A couple of drivers back in the back are arguing over who goes where. Timing and scoring, getting it all straightened out. 44 are on the board. Craig Lutz is now being scored as 9th. Kyle Bonsignor has come to the 8th position. Dave Sapienza 7th. Silk, Pastriak, Swanson, Colby, Bonsignor, and Hirshman your leader. Colby may have elected to go back to 3rd. He may have let Bonsignor go by, knowing the outside lane not working quite to the way the number 10 car likes it. So if he can just restart from the inside, he won't be having the potential to be hung out to dry. So Hirshman will go to the inside on the restart. On the outside will go Bonsignor. Problems for the 55 car. Nope, he has just got the Lucky Dog Award. Jeremy Gerstner receiving the Lucky Dog. Now he's back on the tail end of the lead lap, so the only car a lap down will be Anthony Nusella's 92 at -1. And we're ready to go back to green. Here we go. Out of 4, down to the stripe. Green is out, and again, Matt Hirshman, masterful with his restarts, gets away with the lead. Colby goes back to 2nd in the 10. Bonsignor back to 3rd in the 51. Pastriak 4th. 5th to Sapienza. Craig Lutz, 46 around the bottom, gets himself into the number 6 position. Front 6, 7, 8 cars now single file as they've got Matt Swanson hung up to dry on the high side in car 3. Hirshman leads. First car out of line is that number 3 of Matt Swanson, and he is plummeting through the field on the outside. Car not handling anywhere near the way he wants it on the high side of the racetrack. As Chase Dowling now will go to work underneath him in car 82. As Swanson has slipped all the way back now to 13th. Make it 14th as Dowling gets by. The 25 slides by as well. Problems for Swanson in the bowler 3, continuing to drop back through the field. At the front, though, Matt Hirshman leads. 54 Catalano is caught behind him as well. And that right there is how White Mountain can become a conveyor belt, and you slide back on the outside. And it looks like Matt Swanson has more problems than that as he takes the 3 car to pit road. So a tough break for the bowler number 3. He'll take that back to pit road. And Matt Hirshman leads in the front in car 60. Hirshman in the 60. Colby in the 10. Bonsignor is third. Pastriak fourth. Sapienza in the 36. And Craig Lutz 46 up to 6th. Woody Pitcat is 7th. The 85, Ron Silk, trying to work his way around to Woody Pitcat. As Andrew Krause tries to pick up some positions at car 24, he goes to the inside of a car number 2 to work his way forward. That's J.R. Bertuccio. Bertuccio trying to stay with him on the outside. Cannot. Eric Goodell, 58, will go down to the bottom as well. Trying to drive by him. That is the battle for 18th position. Battle for 18th. Goodale takes it. Nope, back fights Bertuccio on the outside. He'll leapfrog back around him as Hirshman continues to lead. Hirshman in the 60 leads him. Doug Colby has got to his rear bumper. Looking for his first win as an owner driver as we work lap 58 now. 58 laps are complete for Hirshman. Colby, defending series champion. Working his back bumper down the back straightaway. Hirshman able to get away by a car length that time. The 10 of Doug Colby caught right up to Matt Hirshman, and then Hirshman went to the whip and motored away by 2, now 3, 4 car lengths down the back straightaway that time. We're side by side a little bit deeper in the field. That's the battle for 10. The 4 of Gallup. The 7 on the outside, McKennedy. Side by side they go. McKennedy on the outside. He may be one of the first drivers beginning to find the feel he needs on the high side of the racetrack. The ultra wheel, Tommy Baldwin, car 7. For McKennedy, gets around Gallup in car 4. Give 10th to John McKennedy. 11th is now Gallup in the 4 automobile. 63 laps are complete when the field comes back around this time. And it's Matt Hirshman showing the way. Another driver trying to move up is the 82 of Chase Dowling. Dowling down to the bottom in car number 4 of Gallup. Gallup will give up the 11th position. Now move Gallup back to 12th in car 4. The 82 Dowling now 11th. He was involved in one of the earlier accidents, lost a couple of spots trying not to destroy that automobile, trying to get him back now in car 82. Dowling has gotten around Gallup, now he's trying to work away. The 7 of McKennedy has scooted away from both of them. Handling definitely becoming an issue for these drivers. First time ever here at the White Mountain Motorsports Park. As the leaders are closing in on lap traffic, that's the 78 Walter Sutcliffe about to go a lap down. As here comes Colby, he's fallen to the outside lane. Hirshman able to hold him off through turns 3 and 4 that time as they close in on the 78 of a Walter Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe, the Connecticut driver, about to go 1 lap down and does. Colby stays in the tire tracks of race leader the race leader of Matt Hirshman, car number 60. Colby runs right behind him. Next car to go a lap down is going to be car number 45. The 45 to go a lap down, that's Timmy Catalano. Catalano now the final car on the lead lap. And then Gerstner, the 55, the lucky dog last time, will be the car after that as Johnson Bonsignor tries to close in on the race leaders. To the outside, it goes Hirshman around Catalano's 45. Colby runs right with it. Sutcliffe, that's the lap car right in front of the 51 of Justin Bonsignor. So 2 lap cars separating the front 2 from 3rd place Bonsignor. Pastriak 75 keeps the door open underneath the 78 of Sutcliffe as they go down the back straightaway. We've got 71 laps complete here in the Independence 200 at the White Mountain Motorsports Park. It's been all Matt Hirshman right now, working now the outside of Gerstner to put him a lap down. Pastriak in car 75 works in 4th. 5th is Sapienza. As the leaders slice and dice their way through lap traffic, they'll lap around the outside of Amy Catalano, the 56, and also the 34 of Fortin going a lap down. Eric Goodale on the tail end of the lead lap in car 58. As they've now lapped around to Goodale in the 58, that'll put just the top 20 cars in the lead lap as Goodale now goes a lap down the back straightaway. Goodale and Patrick Emmerling. Emmerling in car number 07 runs 20th. He's the final car on the lead lap. As Bonsignor, also having to navigate his way through lap traffic, has been able to keep the 3-car length advantage over Chris Pastriak in the 75. With 76 laps complete. As they come down to the stripe, it'll be 77. 77 complete for Hirshman. Hirshman is up to the inside on Patrick Emmerling, trying to put him a lap down, and that has allowed Doug Colby's car number 10 to close right in on his rear bumper. Hirshman in the 80. Colby in the 10. Now he tries to work his way around Patrick Emmerling. As so far in this one, we're going to complete lap number 80 this time around for the race leaders. 80 laps have gone on the board as they come to the stripe, and it has been all Matt Hirshman with 120 laps to go. Hirshman and Doug Colby going inside and out as they work their way through lap traffic. Pastriak's trying to hold on to fourth in the 75. Sapienza has caught him. Ronnie Silk's 85 is there. As the leaders continue to work, or now they have to go around the outside of Bertuccio's car number 2 after just working underneath the 07 of Emmerling. Emmerling's going to try to keep pace with the leaders and pick up a position as well, as he is racing the 2-car Bertuccio for that position. Kraus in the 24 is now the final car on the lead lap, as Pastriak has gotten some breathing room over the number 36 of Sapienza. 84 laps complete this time as the leaders come off turn number 4. And Matt Hirschman's led it every step of the way, but he has not been able to shake that May Tool car number 10, the defending series champion, Doug Colby. And now Colby will pounce to the outside in 3 and 4. Couldn't make it work though. So Hirschman's committed to the bottom. Doug Colby says, I'm not going to drive through him. I'm going to have to drive around him. Into the outside lane he goes. Trying to find where the momentum carries him around the outside lane here at the White Mountain Motorsports Park. He's got the wheel in on Matt Hirschman down the back straightaway. Hirschman, though, able to put the Ford power to good use and holds on to the race lead. 87 laps are complete. And Colby is looking for his first win as an owner driver. Matt Hirschman would love to be the first winner here at the White Mountain Motorsports Park and hold him off. Colby's tried the outside groove a couple of times, but can't quite make the headway he needs to get around the race leader. But he may be testing something out for maybe some late race lap traffic maneuvering. As Hirschman's got that car pinned right to the bottom of the racetrack. Reeling in a car to put it a lap down. That'll be the number 4. That'll be the 6th place running Jeff Gallup. Gallup, 16th on the grid, about to go a lap down. That'll bring us to 15 cars on the lead lap. As Ronnie Silk has a problem in turns 1 and 2, the 85 way up the racetrack. And the 56 of Amy Catalano slowing on the front straightaway, but she gets that car back up to speed. And we've got one around in turn number 4. That is the 32. As all sorts of mayhem has gone awry. And the 64, Rob Summers is in the wall in the back straightaway. Summers in the 64 into the tire barrier, and we've got caution. Summers in the 64 has picked up a passenger in the right side Nerf bars of that car. So Ron Silk had a problem and pulled high. That started the problem. The 32 then spun coming out of turn number 4. Then the 64 of Summers goes up into the wall. That was Tyler Ripkuma. Ripkuma spun out of turn 4. He kept the car rolling though. And then the 64 slid up into the outside wall. Sporting the A-Team logo on the back. He's going to have to give Hannibal a call to see if he can get helped out of this one. Maybe B.A. Baracus could grab that wheel, pull it out of there for him. I don't think they're going to let him go without going to pit road to get that at least removed. And we've got replays. And there is Summers sliding up into the wall. And he slid up into the wall, but didn't look like there was any contact from behind. And then here he is shedding all the tires he picked up from the tire barrier. Safety crew's out to put most of them back. Rob Summers in that number 34 car. Had a pretty good run going. But now he's going to have to go to pit. He got some damage on the right front corner of that car as well. Damage to the wheel. tires littered all the way back to the front straightaway after that. That's the 64 Rhode Island for Rob Summers. That's the Fast Track electric car. Waiting for the pit road to be open. Still closed. That's the red and yellow flag with the X through it on the back straightaway. And then when that is opened up, you'll see a bunch of cars hitting the pit road. Tyler Ripcumba is headed to pit road. Walter Sutcliffe is headed to pit road. The 64 of Summers is headed to pit road. J.R. Bertuccio is headed to pit road. And a whole host of others all heading down pit road. Sammy Ramu went to pit road. Andrew Kraus in the 24 went to the pits. J.R. Bertuccio has pulled up on the pace car. I believe he is the lucky dog recipient. Nope, he's headed to pit road. Not no lucky dog. 4. Gallup is going to be our lucky dog. So we're 98 laps into this one. We're almost halfway through. The first ever installment of the Whelen Modified Tour here at the White Mountain Motorsports Park. These things get motivated to get around this racetrack. 11.5 seconds on the pole for Matt Hirshman. That is moving. Still to go tonight. Beautiful fireworks display from North Star Fireworks. The Wells River Chevrolet Flying Tigers and the Woodsville Guarantee Savings Bank Strictly Minis. We are halfway home, ladies and gentlemen. Cross flags are in the air from our chief starter, Bobby Slade. We have 100 laps complete and 100 laps to go. And so far in the first half, it's been all Matt Hirshman. Doug Colby hasn't given him too long of a leash to get away with, as he stayed right on the rear bumper and actually seemed faster at times working through lap traffic. Don't ever count out Justin Bonsignor in car 51. Current point leader. And since 2000, he's got 15 wins. Since 2008. Leads all active drivers. Pastriak in the 75, sitting in 4th. The 36, Dave Sapienza, is 5th. 6th is Woody Pitcat. 7th is Craig Lutz. Craig Lutz coming in today, number 2 in the standings. And then the number 7, John McKennedy, who went down pit road, was the first driver I saw making passes on the outside lane in modified. He's gotten around a couple of cars. So we've got 14 cars still on the lead lap here at the White Mountain Motorsports Park. We're halfway through, minus 2 laps. So we've got 98 laps to go. 2 cautions at this event so far. Here they come out of 4, down to the stripe. Green flag is out. And again, it is Matt Hirshman hard on the accelerator when they get to the green flag, and away with the lead he goes. Justin Bonsignor timed it perfectly. He goes to 2nd on the inside. That moves Colby back to 3rd. Sapienza down low going for 4th as Pastriak's hung up on the outside. Craig Lutz looking to keep the inside train rolling as Woody Pitcat is trapped on the outside in car 1 with John McKennedy right behind him in car 7. Hirshman in the 50 leads. Bonsignor in the 60 leads. Bonsignor right behind him in the 51. With like nothing better to go, 2 for 2 in 2020 as he sits in the 2nd position. He was our winner of race number 1 of the season. Now he's sizing up Matt Hirshman in car 64, the race lead. Sapienza in the 36 has got himself to 4th. 5th place is now the 75 of Pastriak. 6th to Woody Pitcat. 7th to Craig Lutz. As here's the battle for the race lead. They're side by side. In a side by side, the 60 of Hirshman leads, and you have the 7 down in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, trying to make it work on the outside. He actually held off Chase Dowling into that battle. He's actually fallen back behind Dowling, so in 8th position is John McKennedy, who's used the outside lane now on 2 different occasions on TV to make passes. Now he's going to try to track down that 46 a lot, and that'll be the battle for the 7th position as Hirshman has opened up the gap over the 51 of Monson. Made quick work on the restart to get himself into the 2nd position, unable to keep pace with the race leader like Doug Kobe had been able to earlier on in this one. Sapienza 36 hanging on to 4th. 5th is Pastor. Woody Pickcat and Greg Lutz at 46. That's the Riverhead Industries guy. Drivers trying a couple of different lanes out there. Catalano in car 54 up to the outside, trying to get around Ramo in the 06. He does down the back straightaway. Kyle Bonsignor in the number 22 has the number 10 position, trying to hold off Catalano and Ramo in the battle for the number 10 position. Catalano using a little bit of the chrome horn right there. Beep, beep, here I come, down to the bottom, and that's Catalano going to work on the inside. Up to the outside goes Bonsignor in car 22. He's able to put the pedal down a little bit quicker because he doesn't have to pin the car down quite as hard. That time didn't work out. Here comes Catalano on the bottom. 54 around the inside for 10th, Tommy Catalano, and he's got the 10th position. That'll bump Bonsignor back to 11. The 06 Ramo, though, he's trying to keep that train rolling on the inside. Runs it right down onto the speed bumps in turns 3 and 4 that time, and that may have cost him the 11th position, and that'll allow the 22 of Bonsignor to get his car down to the bottom. They'll run single file now behind Tommy Catalano in the 10th position. 11th in Bonsignor. 12th is Ramo. And then the lap car Emmerling is next on the grid. He's 15th on the track, but a lap down. Trying to get himself in position for the Lucky Dog should the caution flag come out, as we have 79 laps to go for the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour here in the Independence 200 at the White Mountain Motorsports Park. Bonsignor in the 22, continuing to try to find a handle he likes, as the 06 Ramo again will have the inside lane wide open, trying to drive by the 22 car. Hirshman continues to lead in car 60. That's the lap car as he works lap traffic now. He'll go up to the outside of the 55 of Gerstner. Gerstner already a lap down in the 55, going another lap down. Bonsignor in the 51 has stayed with the 60 of Hirshman. Hirshman will now go to the outside on Timmy Catalano. Catalano will go a lap down. The next car to go a lap down is going to be the number 32. That's Rip Cumma. He's also already a lap down. Right in front of the leaders next will be Gallup in car 4. Gallup in the 4 is 14th. He is the final car on the lead lap. And not for long, because here comes Hirshman to work. This has allowed third place Doug Kobe to close back in on the race leaders. Kobe is third in the 10. And the leaders run pretty much nose to tail down to back straightaway. Kobe, the Mayhew Tools car. Then it's the Phoenix 51 for Justin Bonsignor, and they all chase the 60 of Matt Hirshman. And it's going to be 70 laps to go. 70 to go for Hirshman in car 60. Bonsignor 51, Doug Kobe in the 10. Sapienza 36 is 4th. 5th place on the racetrack is Chris Pastriak. Still running nose to tail. Still not time to push the button right now and go to the race lead if you're not the leader. As we are 70, make that 68 laps from the end. Plenty of time for Justin Bonsignor and Doug Colby to start making some wild moves to try to get around the 60 of Matt Hirshman. And really let him set the pace at this point. Has got to be the strategy, and use up his race car and then have something left by the time you get to the end of the race. As Hirshman continues to blister the field here in the White Mountain Motorsports Park. Andrew Krause will be the next car to go a lap down. He's in the 24 car. He's already one off the base. That'll be his second lap to go down once the leaders catch him. Nope, that'll be Eric Goodale actually in car 58. And Ford in the 34. Taking a look at the battle for fifth as it works its way through lap traffic. Pastriak in the 75. Goes around the outside of Gallup, and that allows Pitcat in the 1 and the 46 of Lutz to close in. Pitcat tries to go to the outside, then do a crossover maneuver. They may have crossed. Well, we got one around. Walter Sutcliffe is spun over in turn 4. Caution flag is out for the spinning Walter Sutcliffe in car 74. Smoke showing off that car as well. And that's the 78 Walter Sutcliffe. Regular at the Thompson Speedway. So them not opened up yet. And going to a very limited schedule for 2020 when if they had opened up originally with their original schedule, he decided to go on the tour and do a little more tour modified racing and a little more tour late model racing too, as he also has a late model. As we take a look at our leader, Matt Hirshman. So we're 139 laps into this one. We got 61 laps to go. 61 remain for Hirshman. And I don't know if you'd be nervous or not, but the last two champions of the series are lined up behind him. Kyle Bonsignor, 51. No changes in the team there. That's the Kenneth Massa Motorsports Chevrolet. He already has one win in 2020. He was the 2018 NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour champion. He has 27 career wins. This is Justin Bonsignor we're talking about. And 15 of them have been since the start of the 2018 season. So we got 14 wins over the course of 2 years. Pretty impressive stats. 2018, it allowed him to get the championship. As the driver's headed to pit road, it's pulled up to the outside pit road, now open, they can head. The way the configuration of the White Mountain Motorsports Park is, such a small pit road, such a short racetrack, they're allowing him to go by the leader at the start-finish line and then head to pit road. Otherwise, you'd be pretty much guaranteed to be losing laps. You actually see the rubber being laid down by the modifieds. Down in turns 3 and down in turns 1 and 2 and in 3 and 4. See right there on this, right above where they were running. Look at the rubber that's just being almost plastered into the racetrack here at White Mountain Motorsports Park from the tires on these mighty modifieds. A couple cars looking ready to be back from pit road. That's Sammy Ramo into the 06, Eric Goodale's 58, Chase Dowling's 82. And also coming back out onto the speedway will be the number 25, Calvin Carroll. He comes back from pit road. We have 143 laps complete now as they come across the stripe. And once again, Gallup in car number 4 will be our lucky dog. So Gallup will get the lucky dog award. He'll get himself back on the lead lap, and that'll give us 14 cars on the lead lap again. Raymond, Calvin Carroll, and Jeff Gallup the final cars on the lead lap. So if the caution were to come back out immediately, Patrick Emerlin would get the lucky dog, which is what he was fighting so hard for before the caution flag came out. But just before the caution came out, Gallup had lost a lap, which then moved him into the first car running one lap down. Hirshman is the leader. The 60. Is looking for his fourth career victory. His brother's a current Cup Series spotter and a 2-time modified champion. His dad was a 5-time champion. They both share the same name. They're both Tony Hirshman. And that is Matt Hirshman, the brother and son of Tony Hirshman, the second or third, respectively. Pace cars into the infield, and we are set to go. Hirshman in the 60, Bonsignor in the 51. Here they come, out of turn 4, down to the stripe, green flag, back in the air, and we're going. Bonsignor was able to stay with him on the outside through 1 and 2, but down the back straightaway, Matt Hirshman slips away with it. Oh, contact between second and third, and Bonsignor saves it in the 51. Great hands right there for Justin Bonsignor, hanging on to that race car after getting the knock from the 10 of Colby. And they're 3 wide behind him. And McKennedy in the 7 able to sort it out as the 22 of Kyle Bonsignor almost got sandwiched up the middle right there at the end of the turn, at the end of the back straightaway. Matt Hirshman, though, now with 51 laps to go, has got himself a couple of car lengths over the 51 of Bonsignor as Craig Lutz kicks the 46 sideways down the front straightaway, trying to get around the 75 of Pastriak. Pastriak sits in 5th, 6th is Lutz. They all run behind Sapienza in the 36 and right in front of the 1 of Woody Pitcat as he's got the 54 of Tommy Catalano right in front of him. And we've got 49 laps to go. 49 to go for Matt Hirshman. Battle right now for 5th. Chris Pastriak in car 75. To his outside comes Craig Lutz in the 46. Lutz kicks it sideways. That opens up the door to the inside for Catalano in the 54. Lutz able to hold him off as they go down the back straightaway. Now they're battling for 6th. Lutz went on the offensive for 5th. Now he's playing defense, trying to hang on to the 6th position. And does. Holds off Catalano. Then the 1 of Woody Pitcat right behind him. This time by it's going to be 46 laps to go. 46 to go for Hirshman. Hirshman again has put a couple of car lengths on the leader, or on the second place car of Justin Bonsignor. That's why we're watching this intense battle right now for the 6th position between Lutz in the 46 and Catalano in the 54. Lutz's car looks to be a little bit tight. That's why he's driving higher on the racetrack, as the car just will not stay pinned to the bottom. That has allowed Catalano to come around the inside group, taking the shorter way around the racetrack. He looks a little bit loose as he slides a little bit sideways off turn 2 down the back straightaway. So a great side-by-side battle right now going on for the 6th position. Catalano down low, taking the short way around. And on the outside, the 46 of Lutz is keeping the momentum wound up as the race leader, Matt Hirshman, has caught lap traffic again. That's Amy Catalano in the 56 going a lap down. As the number 54 of Tommy Catalano tries to take the 6th position away from Craig Lutz, and looks like he will be successful in that battle now. And Woody Pitcat in car number 1 watches way high underneath the 46 of Lutz, and he'll get himself 7th. That'll move the 46 of Lutz back to 8th. The Dunleavy's number 1 now moves to 7th. Lutz back to 8th in the 46. As we've got 40 to go. 40 laps to go, make it 39 as Hirshman in the 60 and the 51 of Bonsignor just flashed by the stripe. Problems for Andrew Krause in the 24. He's slowing on the back straightaway. Krause in the 24 is slow as the leaders cut by him. You can see him now slowing down the front straightaway, trying to find a hole to get himself up to the top of the racetrack to possibly bring that 24 car to pit road. He's yet to see one where he can make the right-hand turn at the end of the back straightaway and head to pit road. Matt Hirshman laps around J.R. Bertuccio, and now he's going to put Jeremy Gallup a lap down again as Krause still continuing to search for a hold of the outside lane. Bonsignor was on the rear bumper for the lead, but when they got into lap traffic, that allowed Hirshman to scoot away again. 34 laps to go for Matt Hirshman in car 60. Battle for 15th right now. A couple of cars going at it. A lap down, Nusella in car number 92. That's Anthony Nusella. And Patrick Emmerling on the outside as we switch back to the battle for 5th. That is Chris Pastriak, who just surrendered that position. No, that's the battle for 6th, excuse me, as Chris Pastriak just surrendered the 6th position to Woody Pitcat in car number 1. Pitcat beginning to turn the wick up here in the later going as we've got 30 to go, and now Pitcat's trying to track down Tommy Catalano for the 5th position as Catalano works his way through lap traffic. He goes around Gerstner in the 55. Then he's got Ramo in the 32. No, it's not Ramo in the 32 at all. It's the 32 of Tyler Ripkama going a lap down to these drivers as Catalano 54 holds a 1-car length advantage over the number 1 of Woody Pinkcat. That's the battle for 5th. Just in front of them, you see the number 36, Dave Sapienza. Sapienza's holding down the 4th position, and he's actually lost touch with 3rd place Doug Colby, who he had been given some pressure to at the beginning of this run. But the 10 of Colby has driven away from that battle, as now the battle has become for 4th on back. Sapienza 36 is backed up to the 54 of Catalano. Catalano and Pinkcat in car 1. Just about 25 laps to go. Make it officially 25 laps to go as they come by the stripe that time. 25 to go. Woody Pinkcat tries to drive down to the bottom underneath Tommy Catalano in the 54 for the 5th position. Couldn't get the car to turn quite as sharply as he needed to. And he'll settle that 1 car down into the 6th position. Catalano will hang on to 5th. 4th is Dave Sapienza in that 36 car as the leaders continue to slice and dice their way through lap traffic. Justin Bonsignor has again closed to the rear deck lid of the number 60 of Matt Hirshman. Again, we watch this battle. Catalano trying the outside groove. I predicted earlier today that as they laid rubber down on the high side of the racetrack, it may come in. And now Catalano is finding how to work it as he goes for 4th on Dave Sapienza in the 36 car. Side by side, Sapienza elects the bottom as we'll go back to the race lead as they work their way through lap traffic. Hirschman down to the bottom trying to put a lap on the 25 of Calvin Carroll. Carroll in the 25, final car on the lead lap, has the 13th position. Justin Bonsignor tried to make a move 3 wide underneath both of them. Couldn't make it stick there. Now he runs in the tire tracks down the back straightaway. As we'll go side by side again. Catalano in the 54 has gotten around Sapienza in the 36. And now Woody Pinkcat tries to get around him as well as Matt Hirschman tries to wire this thing. Justin Bonsignor wants to go 2 for 2 in 2020. Great battle for the race lead. All over the rear deck lid. Now gives him a little bit of a push down the back straightaway. Bonsignor in car 51, the 60 of Hirschman. With 16 laps to go, that's 4 miles here at White Mountain Motorsports Park. They'll flash around the outside of the Gerstner lap car at 55. Then J.R. Bertuccio will also go another lap down in car number 2. And then it's going to be nothing but daylight for at least a couple laps to let these leaders try to sort it out. Hirschman, set on the pole, has led it every step of the way so far, and Justin Bonsignor says it is time to go in car 51. Tries to pull along the outside, couldn't do it, does the crossover move. Here he comes to the bottom of the front straightaway. Through turns 1 and 2, it is the 60 of Hirschman, again able to keep him at bay. Bonsignor continuing to size him up, though, in that 51 car. Hirschman, 12 laps from victory. Looking for career win number 4 on the NASCAR Whelen Modified Tour. And he's only going to hold off the driver who has 18 wins in the last 3 seasons and was the 2018 champion. No small feat to do as they once again will close in on lap traffic. Car they close in on to put a lap down will be Jeremy Gallup in car number 4. He'll go a second lap down. They flash by him quickly so the battle for the lead can continue. Hirschman in the 60 has committed that car to the bottom of the racetrack. Justin Bonsignor in car number 51 says, I'll try the high side, I'll try the low side. We've got 8 laps to go here at White Mountain Motorsports Park. Hirschman covers the low side of the racetrack. Bonsignor is covering every other lane you possibly could think of, trying to find a hole around him. Little bit of bump from behind. Hirschman goes way high. Bonsignor to the lead. The bump and run, and Justin Bonsignor is your leader. Hirschman back to second. Doug Colby still has third in the 10. Fourth is Catalano. As we are 5 laps to go for Justin Bonsignor. Little bit of a bobble out of Matt Hirshman headed into turn number 1, and the chrome horn came into effect. And Bonsignor in the 51 is looking to go 2 for 2 in 2020, and with 4 to go, he's driven away by half a straightaway. Whoa, we got a spin in turn 2. Around goes J.R. Bertuccio, and the number 4, Jeremy Gallup, gets a piece of him as he's spinning, and we've got yellow. Pace car will go out and pick up the leader, the 51 of Justin Bonsignor. All right, here we go. We're going to take a look at the replay right there. Gallup got a piece, got into the right rear tire of Bertuccio, and then as Bertuccio spun, Gallup drove by and got into him again. And we've got yellow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a green-white-checkered finish to end this one. So Bonsignor in the 51, Hirshman in the 60, and don't discount the number 10, the Mayhew tool car. Doug Colby will be restarting this one on the rear bumper of the 51 of Justin Bonsignor. And I saw it with my own eyes last night, people making 3 wide moves on restarts into turn number 1 at this very racetrack. So don't count out the car sitting in the 3rd position. That's our defending series champion. He's looking to tie Mike Stefanik with 7, which in the year that it was announced that Mike Stefanik would go into the NASCAR Hall of Fame, I think that would be a pretty big thing to do, is tie that mark. And he's going to do it as an owner driver if he can do it. But everybody's chasing the 51, Kyle Bonsignor, just the way we ended race number 1, the Wade Cole Memorial 133 at Jennerstown Speedway. So we ended that with everyone chasing Justin Bonsignor in the 51, and now as we're down to a green-white-checker finish to settle this one out, once again, everyone is chasing the 51 of Justin Bonsignor. So the Lucky Dog car has been waved around. The lights have gone down on the base car. It's lap 202, but we will go to lap 204, I believe. It'll be green-white-checker, whatever that works out to be. 205, I think it'll be. All right. Ready to go. Out of turn 4. Down to the stripe. Green flag is out. Bonsignor hard on the accelerator. Slides a little bit high through 1 and 2. And hangs onto it. And here comes Colby in the 10. Colby down low looking for a second. White flag coming out for Bonsignor. Colby in the 10 trying to nose ahead in the number 2 position. Bonsignor leads to the back straightaway. Final time in the turns 3 and 4. Bonsignor will cruise through to the 3rd and 4th quarter and take the win over the number 10 of Doug Colby. And Matt Hirshman with the chrome horn lets him know just how unappreciative he was about the bump and run move earlier, but it was a slight hiccup as they came down the front straightaway for the 60 of Matt Hirshman that allowed the 51 of Bonsignor to get to him. He'll come down to pick up the checkered flag, and I think he'll take a lap of honor in that number 51. I'm not sure if our flagman's quite a good enough shot to throw it down there to him. He's gonna try to roll it up. Throw it down. You can do it. He'll catch it. I have 100% faith Justin Bonsignor can catch that flag if you throw it down to him. Oh, track photographer Mark Sumner will pick it up and give it to Justin Bonsignor as he will take the lap of honor for race win number 2 of 2020. We've had 2 races so far this season. He's won both of them. His career win number 28 for the 51 of Bonsignor. official word for the scoring. Matt Hirshman will get second, and Doug Colby will get third. Matt Hirshman returns the colors here on the front straightaway. Unstrapping himself from the car. So Matt Hirshman takes down a win at number 28. No, 20, yeah, win number 28. That ties him with Doug Colby for 28 wins apiece. And Justin Bonsignor undoing the safety devices. Began this event from the third starting position, waited till late, and he comes home victorious. Got the belts undone. And looks like he's getting ready to come out. I got to ask all you guys that have kind of lined up along the fence area to back up from the fence, mainly for TV and because I want the people behind you to be able to see. But if you're lined up along the fence area, please move back. Or not. That's cool. Justin Bonsignor. Taking his time, getting out of the car. He's got that beautiful Whelen light for Whelen Modified Tour Victory Lane. Getting his mask, and he'll be interviewed down a trackside. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you must be just about ready. Doing some quick technical inspection. Oh, yeah, they had to do the quick technical. Now they'll get the banner out, and then we'll be ready to hear from our race winner. So he won the Wade Cole Memorial 133, and now he is victorious here in the first appearance at White Mountain Motorsports Park, taking down his 28th career Whelen Modified Tour victory. And we're just waiting on the okay for him to get out of that car. Thank you, everyone, for joining us live here on the NBC Sports Gold Pass. Or if you're joining us post live on NBCSN. There's Doug Colby over there offering the congratulations to our race winner. Matt Hirshman out of the car. See them staying about 6 feet apart from each other, adhering to the New Hampshire social distancing. Put one car width between you, that's 6 feet. That's genius, guys. They're discussing the close race at the end. So for the first time in the modified history, they've come to the White Mountain Motorsports Park, and they did not disappoint. Lots of people were kind of worried that it was going to be a bit of a wreck fest or something like that, but 31 cars and I believe only 4 caution flags throughout the course of the entire event. I think it was a great race for the modified series. As the officials from the Whelen Modified Tour are trying to set up the backdrop for Victory Lane. And it's being apparently less than cooperative. So, we have gone another direction. Hey, we got the direct backdrop going. All right. Now they go. Looks like we're going to grab our second and third place finishers. All right. How about the race today, fans? How about that battle at the front in the closing laps? Here he comes out of the car, driver of the number 51, Justin Bonsignor, first-time winner of the Modified Tour, comes to the White Mountain Motorsports Park. It's his 28th career win on the tour. And let's go down and meet our winner trackside.
Yeah, you know, he was class of the field all night, and he made a little mistake getting into one. I was right on his bumper, and as soon as he got loose and checked up, I just, you know, got into him a little bit and just washed him up the hill. But, you know, he was already loose and going up anyways before that. So, you know, we had a good car. I don't know, you know, maybe if we had track position, we could have held him off the whole night. But, you know, it was still a good run, and, you know, cool to go back-to-back, good way to start the season. Yeah, it's actually 3 in a row dating back to last year, so it's the first time we've ever done that, so it's pretty cool. Just can't thank my guys enough. Phoenix Communications, ClearCom IT Solutions, Fury Race Cars, Robert Yates Racing Engines, M3 Technologies, my whole team, Ryan Stoneberg, another great car, and on to the next one, wherever that might be. Yeah, you know, it's awesome when you come somewhere and win where you've never been, so now it's 2 in a row with that, and it just makes you feel good, and I just want to thank all the fans for coming out, even the ones that aren't so happy. They must be the 60 fans, but just can't thank everybody enough. NASCAR, all the fans for sticking through all this COVID stuff, and Track Pass and NBC for all they do, and excited. Good start for us.
All right, now we'll go find our second place finisher, which was listed as Matt Hirshman, driver of the number 60. He's down there in that sea of drivers somewhere. And now we'll go down trackside to Matt Hirshman.
Yeah, we had a great race, almost led the whole thing, but, you know, it doesn't matter right now when you don't win at the end. But Kobe, you know, he ran me pretty hard at the beginning where the 51 could save a little, so he might have had a little tire left at the end, but, you know, that was the groove I was running, and he had another groove to try if he wanted to, but he drove into me and punted me up the track in the marbles. But, you know, you know, that's, you know, we'll just move on to the next race. You know, you just learn from everything, and we'll give it our best next time. I mean, like I said, it was a really fun race. Don't let what happened to me overshadow what a great race it was at the end. This racetrack is awesome. The first time I've ever been here, and the way the grooves changed and the rubber built up on the racetrack was a ton of fun. I would love to come back here. It's a beautiful place, so thanks everybody for coming. Happy 4th of July, and we'll race again tomorrow at Monadnock. I mean, yeah, he punted me square in the back bumper, so, you know, I know he was working, you know, to try a move, but he never really got side by side with me, so that was the move he made, was to square me up like that. But, you know, like I say, I mean, hey, I didn't spin out. I still ended up second, so he didn't wreck me, but he moved me, so we'll just move on to the next one.
All right, well, there's our second place finisher, Matt Hirshman, and now we'll go find our third place finisher, defending series champion Doug Kobe. Started second in the race and ran a third, coming to the end and almost got himself back into the second place. Let's go back down trackside with Doug Kobe.
All right, third place. Tell me about your race there. You were in contention pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, it was an awesome race for us. This is a brand new car, brand new LFR chassis with our Mayhew Tools American-made theme for Independence Day. So we chased some little bugs all day and worked them out for qualifying and really had a great car in the race. You know, when I was running second, I tried the outside a whole lot. I didn't drive through Matt, but that's, you know, a little bit different. But it was a great race. You know, the three of us, we all want to win, and I thought it was a great show between the three of us for our first time here. And I want to thank all the fans for coming out. You guys are awesome. We love this speedway. I wasn't sure how your little dip on the back chute there was going to work for the modifieds, but it was a heck of a lot of fun, and I'm really proud of my team and really proud of our series. When we come to new tracks like this, it's really difficult. We have a really tight schedule all day, and the officials, everybody at Whelen, everybody at NASCAR does a good job keeping us on track, and hopefully we can come back.
All right, that's going to wrap up our broadcast here today at the White Mountain Motorsports Park. It was amazing to see the modifieds here for the first time, and as they worked their way through the event, 200 laps, the number 51, Justin Bonsignor, came home victorious with a slight bump and run to find his way to victory lane, and we hope to see the modified tour here again. All right. It was a great race. You can take a look through the highlights. There goes the 66 car getting tagged and going around. His day ended right there. The Catalano had to go to pit road. A couple of drivers found the outside lane not so friendly. 64 Rob Summers had an extra tire, and then you see as the tires began to wear out, the track got greasy. People using every lane on the racetrack. And there was the bump and run. I'd like to thank everyone for watching live on NBC Track Pass Gold. And don't forget that this race will air